expect to meet Glacier, and hopefully they like Ray Lloyd too, but they really want to meet Glacier. So I take it as a moral obligation, my moral obligation to try to give them that experience, whatever that may be.
And you do that wholeheartedly, Ray Lloyd, and I want to let the viewers know as well. We appreciate you guys. It resonates when you speak to people because it's genuine. Raphael is joining us from Austria. Hey, Raphael, thank you for joining us. Joel Bateman, the truest, greatest professional wrestlers in his mind are Danny Hodge, Luthez, Ed Lewis, Bruno Sammartino. And speaking of the greatest, right now we have a segment because I got a guest that's going to come in. And we'll also bring up Ray's Reels, a segment that I debuted last week that Ray liked. We pulled up some clips. Guys, on the Patreon, I want to pull up the Patreon page really quick just to let you know. You can't check it out just yet, although Ray and myself and everybody else can, because we're still uploading content. But what a massive library, and it's all in order. I want to bring this up right now so you guys can understand how it looks. If I pull up the Patreon right now, which I will, live, you can see all of our past episodes. Look at this in order. Bill DeMott and Avi Klein, December 22nd. Ray Lloyd and Avi Klein, December the 22nd. We have recap and preview show, December 21st. All in order, all in HD, all 90 minutes to 2 hours. Unmasking the Truth, December the 20th. The Green Room, December 19th, so on and so forth. Road to Recovery, December 18th. Making Waves, December 17th. Maintaining the Truth with Paul Roman, Avi Klein, December 16th. On and on, all the way down to July 6th. Ray, we've got over 300 episodes. What a massive library, huh?
Oh, my God. And Ollie, once again, Avi, my hat's off to you. I mean, I tell everybody this because you're the one who has spearheaded all this. And just to get all that in order, I mean, think to everybody who's listening, think about what an accomplishment that is over 300 episodes already logged, into our Patreon. I mean, so think about, if it's something that we feel like that you feel like is something of value to you, which hopefully you will. I mean, what I learned a long time ago from my mentors in wrestling was always give people, your goal should be to give them more than their money's worth. Whatever they're investing, they should really feel like that they really feel like, wow, man, this is a great value for what I'm getting. And we always say that too. It's to us, it's an investment from our viewers and our fans to really help us continue to bring great content to you guys. And me personally, put a smile on everybody's face. That's my main reason to do this is just to make people's day a little bit brighter. I know it is for Avi too.
And you say that, I want the viewers to know, Ray says this ad nauseum when we're on the phone as well, that you mean so much to him. And it means so much to all of us, man. And that's so well said. Jose Bizaldi, new viewer, thank you as well. Got a lot of viewers coming down. And guys, I can't get to all of yours because I'm seeing on my screen, I see about 8 different screens of people that are coming in from different groups. So you know me, afterwards I'll respond to you. We got a lot of new viewers. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right off the bat. What speaks to me, Ray, is humility. And when I think of our next guest, this is a guy who's humble. This is a guy that represents someone who epitomizes the word humility. This is a talent. This guy can sing. This guy can dance. This guy can perform. This guy is a true blood brother that I've known for over 20 years. And that's what we do here also. We talk to a lot of artists and talk to them about their career, whether it was in musical theater, whether it was Broadway, whether it was Shakespeare, whether it was film or TV. I want to bring in somebody, Ray, that you met a couple of weeks back. David Holliday. How are you, Dave?
Hey, guys. Welcome to having me. I should say thank you for having me on your show. Ray, you got a big anniversary, man. 2 weeks and 3 days ago, we met. We need to mark that down.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Well, the Saturday night in the Green Room.
That's it. That's it, man.
Well, thanks for taking the time to jump on with us, Dave. It's the middle of the day. Sometimes I know that's hard for people.
David and Ray over here from JC, you guys are all family. What a great job you do. The sincerity comes right through my screen. I'm assuming he's speaking of Dave as well.
Of course. Yeah. Well, good, man. Well, I hope you had a great holiday. And I know you guys.
Ray, I have a great holiday every day. I tag it in my name, matter of fact. And this one was particularly special. 2020, has been a crazy year, but it's going to go down as one of the special ones. For me, being part of this WWAB family. I haven't had an opportunity to make it on your show yet, Ray. This is an incredible honor. Thank you for having me on here, man.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for taking the time, Dave. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm surprised we hadn't had you on yet, So I'm glad we finally got around before the.
And I got to tell you, this is also one of the. Dave is another guy like us, Ray, who's always running around. David, happy holiday. I also want to bring this up because it's important to bring up. Dave's joining us in South Carolina right now with one of his rare weeks off, which he never has, with his son. He's a great father. Awesome. To Michael. Michael, we love you as well here in this family. David Holliday, I want to bring something up right off the bat. Ray Lloyd, of course, is a thespian, not just as it pertains to the Replaceables, which we'll bring up really soon, but also has been on a various slew of TV shows and films that he's worked on. David, when did you get the acting bug? How long were you a teen? Were you a youngster? When did you get the acting bug?
It was 1987, and I got cast as a chicken in a play called Wind in the Willows, and shuck my little tail feathers and had little fake feet, and from then on I was hooked, line and sinker. I couldn't get enough of it from 12 years on. Love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, of course, Dave is being humble because a lot more has happened since then.
Yeah,
but, Dave, you stuck to it. I remember you being a tour, and this is from the heart. Dave, you were a tour de force when I saw you in school. By then, David Holiday was an accomplished actor who had walked in with quite the strut because he knew he owned the place. But several years later, after college as well, I want to fast forward a bit. After college, you worked with some really prestigious people. Who were they exactly?
Well, I was fortunate enough to perform with Marvin Hamlish at the Broadway Ballroom in Times Square in Manhattan. He's an alumni at the college that I graduated from, and they had already graduated college a few years after that, but they pulled some alumni to come back to honor Marvin Hamlish, and I got a chance to sing for him, and he played the piano. It was just the two of us, and that was a great honor. And then just a slew of great Broadway talent that I was fortunate enough to work with. Linda Gabler, who's had a great Broadway career. Paige Price, who's the original Belle and Beauty and the Beast on Broadway. Robert Bartley, who was in Miss Saigon, and then a slew of great working actors that you may not know, but were able to have long careers and just fantastic actors and actresses. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Before I kick it over to Ray, because I know Ray's got some questions, this is from Don Morocco again. The Worm, a.k.a. David Holiday, told me he's going to Paul Roma and kick you-know-what. But David Holiday wants a piece of Paul Roma. I think he feels better knowing that I'm training him as well, right, Dave?
Yeah, I'm building a good camp. Avi is in my corner showing me things. I've got Jamie Sparling, who you guys have met before. He's a black belt in karate. And then, I'm building relationships with people in the wrestling community. Del Wilkes is a very good friend of mine. I'm sure he's going to help me out. So, I'm excited to make it up to Connecticut. I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people, working out a few things, not quite ready for the high rope, maybe the one right below that, we'll see. But
I never made it to the top rope either. Ted Petty looked at me and went, no. Guys, a comment from Gus, and then I'll kick it over to Ray, who I might have some questions for Dave as it pertains to his stage career. Gus, a chicken. Dude, that sounds like an excellent time. I always wanted to do a stunt where I wear a chicken suit and dance while briefly on fire. #chicken gave me a bad coupon from Gus. So I love that comment there. We're dividing into two teams. Which side is Ray on? Hey, you're way ahead of the game, Gus. I won't talk to you about that yet because we're right now. It seems like, and we'll get back to this in a minute, but it seems like there are certain camps forming. It looks like Paul Roma, and it also looks like Mike Drosy are on Team Howard Collado. And, of course, it seems like Dale Wilkes and Bill DeMott are on Team David Holiday. Of course, Don Morocco is on Team Mickey Doyle. They go back. But Ray Lloyd, as it pertains to David's career, anything you want to bring up? Anything you want to ask him?
You know what, Dave? I mean, the one thing that I love talking to fellow creatives, and one thing that one of my favorite quotes, I even said it earlier, was, do what you love and what you love will reward you. And my question, whenever I get down to sit down with someone who's equally passionate about the same things I am, the acting industry and performing, is I always ask, was there ever that, and it may be obviously more than one, but there's the one that immediately comes to mind where that moment where you're like, wow, like, man, how did I get here? This is a really cool moment. It might have been the one like you just mentioned with Marvin Hamlish, but, just that moment where you're like, just because I'm doing what I love, I have landed right here, and this is pretty darn cool. Was there ever a moment like that?
Yeah, I mean, when I got my equity card, my AEA card, I was working with the director, Charles Repley, who won a Tony in a play called Very Good Eddie in the late 70s. And we had become really good friends. And, the entire cast, I was the only one that was non-union when I got hired, and I signed my first principal contract doing that. And that was a cool moment. It was one of those that I felt justified, because I went to New York later. I was 23 years old without a college degree, without any real proper training, and other than just a ton of local commercials and industrials and community theater and stuff around the Southeast area.
Well, your work was linked back to where you're born and raised in South Carolina.
Exactly. And all that stuff was based on charisma and being funny and hey, give me the spotlight and let's go. But as far as taking the time to learn my craft and really understand that, wasn't until I got to New York and realized that I needed to step my game up and really learn my craft. It didn't take long after I got to New York that I realized that I needed to do that. And that
kind of helped show you the ropes a little bit.
Yeah. Right. And that's when I had the good fortune of meeting people like Avi Klein and Howard Collado and Jamie Sparling when we all met in acting school. And that was an incredible experience.
Right, he's not going to say it, but I guarantee you right off the bat, David Holiday with no prep can go off book in about 5 hours. We're talking Shakespeare, iambic pentameter. This guy can do it all on stage, man. We were blown away by him. He's not going to say it, so I will. Who's not? I'll tell you who's not blown away right now. Don Morocco, who has the thumbs down. Gus, you should see the worm do the chicken dance. He's not impressed with David Holiday. He's on Team Mickey. So's Eric. Eric's
you guys haven't seen – you wait. That's going on Patreon. You'll have to pay for that. I've got a whole chicken dance episode that's coming up. So if you want to see it, exactly.
Gus, I'm still a hired guard for either side, but I'm leaning towards Mike Drosty's side because he got me into this. However, I'm part of the 513 Club with Glacier, so we'll see what Glacier chooses. Guys, I also want to bring up something really interesting and really important because before we delve into our next segment, Dave will be a part of that, Ray's Reels. We'll comment about some films of the 80s, which we all love doing. I also want to let you guys know that on Saturday night, the trial of Mickey Doyle, I'm saying this on all the podcasts live, the trial of Mickey Doyle will continue, 11 o'clock Eastern time. There's never one person that I've met that believes that Mickey Doyle is going to be found not guilty, and I know why. Mickey, I think his time has come. Now, this Saturday is going to be a loaded show, and I never say this unless I mean it, and everyone that works alongside me knows this. This is going to be an epic. This is going to be the biggest green room you guys have ever seen since it debuted in September. The trial of Mickey Doyle, as you can see, January 2nd, the witnesses will take the stand. All of the witnesses, everyone that Mickey Doyle has insulted or alienated or aggravated, they'll take the stand. Maybe a couple of people that are on Mickey's camp, maybe they'll take the stand as well. We've got court-appointed attorneys, Davis, Jubilee, and Hauser. They're going to be there. So will Judge Pompous Maximus. They'll be there. So, guys, check out the Green Room Saturday night, January 2nd. And, of course, as of yesterday, I should say, David Holliday's suspension has been lifted, and he's back. He's back on Team WWAB, David Holiday.
You know, it's ridiculous that James even put me on suspension. You know, I was telling you this before, based on an accusation that never happened. It's proven fact that Howard Collado shows up at my house with a knife and James does nothing to him. Nothing. And then they put me on suspension. Well, you know
Unreal. No, and I feel your anger, and that's why I'm going to do this in an angry way. Guys and gals, get your right guard because it's a great product. Every time you're angry that David Holiday, you've been deprived of watching David Holiday live for 2 days because of James. He wants to pull some power play. Guess what? I'm the one who's got the right guard, and so does Ray Lloyd. We hold the right guard. Extreme Defense, Arctic Defense. It is 72 hours at least. It can last up to even 4 days. But guess what? You'll never have to go without David Holiday for 4 days ever again. Even though Howard's got his petition, I got mine. David's a part of Team WWAB for life. And Ray Lloyd, we are now going to continue for the second straight week. And I know, Ray Lloyd, with your right guard, Taylor
I just want to say, 72-hour protection. I hope I never need to go 72 hours without reapplying, but it's good to know that I can if I have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at how much we've covered already, guys. We've spoken about Danny Hodge. We've spoken about 2 milestone anniversaries in Ray Lloyd's career as Glacier. Also, we talked about Dusty Rhodes. You tagged up with another competitor, and you guys won the tag belts under Dusty Rhodes. We are also going to be continuing our segment of Ray's Reels. Dave will be joining us right now. We'll be commenting, and so can you guys. You guys can comment as well. I'm going to pull up some 80s clips, and just let's kind of riff. Let's have some fun, guys. The first clip that I bring up right now is of a movie in which, my opinion, the greatest person or actor that have ever played the Joker appeared. 1989 Batman.
Jack.
Here we go. Here's your scene from Batman, guys and gals. I don't know which scene it is, but we do see Michael Keaton obviously as the Batman in silhouette.